I would say luxury and low-key is a contradiction in itself. Wouldn't you agree? Cheers! Welcome to my channel. I'm Andri. Today's video is a tag video. I have been tagged by two of my favourite YouTubers, Tiff from LV Coffee Lover and Mel in Melbourne. Thank you very much, ladies, for tagging me. The tag was started by Tabby Violet. So before we get started, I'm sorry but I have to do this. Go grab yourself a glass of something nice so we can sit together and enjoy. Cheers! Oh, and if you're not already subscribed, press the subscribe button, and a thumbs up is always very much appreciated. Go on, doesn't cost you anything. Go on. Okay, let's talk about luxury and low-key. Right. I struggled with this video because, like I said, to me, luxury, low-key is a contradiction in itself. But I remembered a bit of advice that my husband gave to me. Now, when I worked in the restaurant and I worked front of house and he'd bring in new wines, I'd say, oh, what if they ask me something about this wine? This is new, I don't know about this wine. He used to say to me, Andri, bluff it. Start talking about mountains and the soil and the south of France and you'll get it. And I'm like, what? It's just... So... this is how this video is going to go. I'm going to bluff it because I really struggled to connect low-key and luxury. So I've gathered some of my bags here and I'm going to try and talk about low-key and luxury. So I think how this video started off was to show the best luxury low-key handbags. And I'll tell you where I struggle here, because as far as I'm concerned, if you're into handbags, you recognise a bag whether it has a logo on it or not. I tend to recognise a bag. It could be the shape of it, it could be the grommets on it, it could be something. There's always something that you recognise about luxury bags. Now, for example, because I buy this brand, I recognise it, and I suppose you wouldn't recognise it just by looking at it here, but the minute you open it up, would we recognise it? Would we know what brand this was? I have the matching shoes to this because I used to match my bag to my shoes. You know, I've told you that before. But yeah, this is a Christian Louboutin bag, and it is a beautiful low-key bag. I suppose it's a luxury bag. So it has no branding on it, but if I paired this with my shoes that have the red sole and this matches the shoes, you would immediately connect. So is it low-key? You know, this is where I'm struggling with this tag. So for me, this is a beautiful bag, and this is a low-key bag, and this is a clutch bag. I love a clutch bag. I have lots of luxury clutch bags. One of is this. Now, would you recognise this? Now, this is a luxury bag. This, in fact, is the bag that I wore to my son's wedding. I'm going to tell you a wee story about this bag. And I've also got the matching shoes. Now, I spoke about this brand on my channel quite a while ago, and I was amazed at how many people didn't know this brand. So if you're looking at it and wondering what brand is it, this is 100% silk. This is the Gina brand. Now, if I see somebody wearing a Gina shoe, I recognise it straight away. It's made up of Swarovski crystals, 100% silk. It's just beautiful. I don't know if the sparkle will catch here, but you know, there's absolutely no branding on it. But if I saw a Gina bag, I would recognise it. And yes, there are many bags on the high street that look like this, but there's something about the sparkle of this. Now, I said I was going to tell you a little story because you know I like to tell you stories, so sit back and enjoy my little story. So we were at the reception of my son's wedding. Now, at Greek Cypriot weddings, we have a money dance, which means the bride and the groom, they get up and they dance. This is an old tradition. Now what you do is you hand your money in an envelope. So instead of giving gifts when you go to a Cypriot wedding, you give them money to help them, you know, for their future, whatever they want to do. They want a house, whatever. So all the guests give money instead of gifts. So traditionally what would happen, the bride and the groom would do a dance together and all the guests would go up and pin money on. Now first of all, the parents would go up. So in this bag, which in itself is worth a lot of money, I had in a bundle, all rolled up and all pinned and looking very beautiful, the money that I was going to pin on my daughter-in-law and my son. And it was a lot of money. So it was all, each note was pinned to the next note. So when I unrolled it, it would all roll out and I would pin it onto the couple. And it was all rolled up and in the bag, and I was looking after the bag very well because, you know, the bag was worth the money, and then there was all that rolled up money in my bag. But my daughter-in-law, the bride, decided she needed the toilet, the ladies, the powder room, and she had the big dress and she needed somebody to help her dress, and she's like, Andri, Andri, you need to come and help me. So in we went. And I placed my bag on the shelf, trying to help Kelly have a wee pee. I couldn't see anything because the dress was, I'm holding the dress up, I'm like this, and she's doing what she needs to do, having a little piddle, you know, as she, I'm sorry, she's gonna kill me for but you know, having a pee is a natural thing. You're fine, Kelly, don't worry about it. So put that in, and she's very much like, yeah, make sure you don't see, because I'm gonna get stage fright. I'm getting stage fright, and then I'm going, Kelly, just have a pee for goodness sake. I can't see anything. Now remember, and this is us. This is the bride and the bride's mother-in-law in a cubicle with a big white dress. And so the last thing, you know, she's sweating and I'm sweating and all this. Anyway, she eventually has her pee. I'm just glad she's got over her stage fright, and out we go, completely forgetting about my bag sitting on the windowsill. My beautiful bag and the gift that I had for the bride and groom in here. So I'm getting on, chatting to the guests, oblivious to forgetting my bag on the windowsill. Next minute, the videographer, who had been taking pictures, and was it the videographer? No, was it the photographer? No, it was the videographer. So the videographer, who had got used to seeing me, knowing this was my bag, she had seen, and she probably recognised it as a Gina bag. Anyway, she walked up to me and she said, Andri, have you lost anything? And I'm like, checking the doors. No. And she went, and I'm like, oh my god, oh my goodness. She goes, there you go. And I took the bag, and you know, I didn't really want to go like this straight away because I didn't want to look rude, that I'm checking to make sure that, you know, the money's still in there. But you know, I was like to do, the minute she walked, I was all thinking, and I was like, oh my god, I'm still in there, oh my god, and oh, highlight of the wedding. Highlight of the wedding. Okay, so that was my little story about my Gina bag and my rolled up bundle of money that was the gift for the bride and groom. So that was my story. Okay, so that's kind of clutch bags and clutch bags. Now let's take the Neverfull, which is a very well-known bag, but actually, would people recognise this? People that don't know, would they recognise this design, or are people used to seeing the monogram design? So, you know, a lot of people will recognise this as the Louis Vuitton. But, you know, we in the luxury community, we look at this and we go, this is the Pochette Métis, this is the monogram, this has the untreated leather, blah, 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 the ESTEE. But really, people that are not into luxury bags, they don't know all of that. Now, this is the Damier Ebene. It's not as recognisable as the monogram. But again, this is where I beg to differ, because if you know, you know. You don't need a big logo to tell you this is a Neverfull, and it is a real Neverfull, and it is the Damier Ebene. So, I'm still trying to bluff my way through this. So this is a bag that you could use as a low-key luxury bag. But why you would want a low-key luxury bag is beyond me. Can you see I'm struggling with this tag? I am struggling with this tag. Let's look at this bag. Now, if I saw this, I would recognise this. This is Miu Miu, because I know Miu Miu. Okay? I don't need to see that it says Miu Miu on it. So if I held it this way, again, I would recognise a Miu Miu. Miu Miu have kind of changed up their style. I haven't actually looked at Miu Miu styles for a while, but the last time I looked, they had started changing them up. But this quilting, just like this quilting and this quilting, is very Chanel-like. This type of quilting is very Miu Miu-like. This is instantly recognisable to me. And by the way, the quality of this is amazing. I mean, look at that hardware. This bag is so many years old. Look at the handles on that bag as well. No fraying, absolutely nothing. The quality is amazing. Really, really amazing. Look at it. I'm so impressed with the quality of Miu Miu. It's unbelievable. It really is such a well-made bag. But again, you know, if you don't know, you wouldn't recognise this as a Miu Miu bag. I would recognise this miles away. Now, again, I'm going to show another low-key bag. So from here, you cannot see any branding, but you can see it is monogrammed with the Gucci up close. There you go. But from far away, I would recognise this as a Gucci bag from the grommets. See these grommets? I would recognise them. I'm going to give you an example. So I have a wallet here. You see the shape of the grommets? There's a certain roundness, there's a certain shape that you recognise as the grommets. You know, they're not identical, but there's a certain shape to them that you instantly recognise these grommets as a Gucci. So something like this is instantly recognisable. It has the horse bit, it has the green and red stripes, which is very Gucci-like. So, you know, it's very, very, very recognisable as Gucci. You don't need to see the big logo, but the hardware gives it away. So again, you don't need to have the big monograms. Certain hardwares go with certain bags and it tells you what brand they are. It's like the Birkin and the Kelly. Now, there isn't branding on those bags at all. None of the Hermes bags, I can't think of any that have branding on them. It's all about their leather. And you just know when you look at the different styles of the bags. Also the Hermes Evelyn bag, I love that bag, which has got the big H. And, you know, if you don't know, that seems like a very, very low-key bag. But if you're into bags and the minute you look at that bag, you know it's a luxury bag. And this is why I keep saying luxury and low-key is a contradiction, because when you know, you know. So on conclusion, my advice would be, if you were looking for a low-key luxury bag, then don't go for the big houses. Don't go for Louis Vuitton or Chanel or YSL and all these well-known houses. There's plenty of beautiful bags out there that are not from these well-known houses that are low-key. So if you're looking for a low-key bag, then don't go to these houses. That's my advice to you. Well, have I done Rico proud? Have I bluffed my way through this video? Let me know down in the comments. And let me know what you think of low-key luxury handbags. Does such a thing exist? Meanwhile, if you would like to see more videos from me, I will link one here, and if you're not already subscribed, press the A right here, and I'll catch you next time. Bye! Right, tidy up time. Come on children, tidy up.